So hi, this is Photios, and this video for my channel is just a lesson on programming, actually on EV3 robot programming. I made this custom tracked vehicle. That is a vehicle that doesn't use wheels, just wheels to move. It's using tracks. So it's using two tracks, from one for each side. So it actually uses two motors. You see it here. Uses an ultrasonic sensor to see any obstacles on its path, and it's using you'll see here a gyro sensor to actually to sense the direction of movement. So we will make sure that when it moves, when the vehicle moves, it always is going to move on a straight line. And you can see this is the programming environment. It's called the Lego Mindstorms Education EV3 Classroom. You see it here. Okay, and when everything is connected through the Bluetooth connection, you can see the sensors and the motor. So the model you see here on the camera, hello there, is using a gyro sensor. It's using an ultrasonic sensor, and uses two motors, B and C, one for each side of the vehicle. They are separate because we might want to make it turn, and for a tracked vehicle to turn, or any vehicle to turn, the two motors, they have to be independent of each other, so they can have a different separate movement. So this particular vehicle is actually used, you can see it here, it's actually I'm gonna move it there to show you. Here, this is the movement wheel, the moving wheel. Actually, this wheel here, it actually moves the truck round, and I'm using 5 tracked wheels for each side. So if there's a rough terrain, and I have this one is actually has a small suspension, and you can see that it's very effective if it's a rough terrain. And I'm going to show you, this is the other camera I have, and this is a track that the path that the tracked vehicle is going to move on. So, but first we have to program it, and this is how we're going to use it now. So we're going to use the motors and the sensors to have a really good programming. So to first test, you can actually see the sensors over here. So if I turn the vehicle, you can see the gyro changing, the gyro sensing input. Okay, and also you can see here, you can see the distance sensor. If I put my hand in front of it, you can see it changing in. Okay, and the wheels, you can see them changing. Okay, now let's first test a wheel. Let's first test one side. So let's run B, so to distinguish which is the B motor, for one rotation, and see what is happening. Now B should be this side. So I'm gonna raise it a bit. I'm gonna, if I try and catch it here, it's 2, so the speed is really fast. It's wrong. I have to use B. That was a mistake. Hope you saw it. Okay, now it's really slow, so you can see the track. Okay. Now I can always use the C motor and see it moving. So I'm gonna turn it this side so you can see it. You can see it turning, yeah, okay. And now we throw those commands and use a program to make the tracked vehicle move forwards or backwards, or in a straight or a curved line, a curved path. We're going to use the movement commands. Okay, the first thing to do is we have to say to the program which motors are used for vehicle movement, which is the B and C, and we can also, we have to make sure that we have a 10% power for the motors, so it's not it's slow, so you can see it, you can see the movement. Okay, I can actually we will actually see it here moving in a straight path. Okay, so let's use that to show it to you. So these are the commands, and now we have to say move forward, okay, for 1 rotation. That is 1 rotation of the motor wheel here. So let's see, watch the camera. So it did, that was one movement for 1 rotation. Okay, so we tested both the motors and the movement direction. So we're not gonna need that, but what we're gonna do is we are going to start the motor, move and try to use the sensors to make it move in a straight line. So what we actually do is we're going to use the control menu, which is here, and say repeat the movement path until you see an obstacle in front of you. So we go to the sensors and try and find the ultrasonic sensor, which is here. Okay, and we just say repeat until the ultrasonic sensor is situated on port number 4, is connected to port number 4. So we say that repeat everything I'm gonna tell you inside here, which is later on, unless you see an obstacle, let's say that's closer than 5 centimeters. Okay, so it's here, you can see. And if that happens, we have to stop the vehicle. So we have to say stop moving, okay, with this command. And also we have to stop the program. So we have to stop and end program. This is stop and exit program. So what matters is what we're going to put inside here. So what we're going to have here is actually a very we're going to put an if else clause says that if the vehicle tries to move on one side, we have to correct it. So let's say we have to get the sensor, that is the gyro sensor. So I have to find the gyro sensor, which is here. These 4 commands are for the gyro sensor. So we're gonna say if the angle of the gyro sensor, which is on port number 3, not 2. So let's see, gyro sensor, which is here, okay, it's connected to port number 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have to make sure that everything works. So if it's more than 0, so if the vehicle deflects from the path more than 0 degrees, okay, we have to be very accurate here. We have to move the vehicle to the left. Okay, just remember, the vehicle goes on a straight path. Okay, so if the vehicle goes straight, okay, it moves straight like that. If it deflects because the motors are not perfect, so if it deflects to the left, we have to make sure the motor from this side runs faster, or the vehicle is, so to make the vehicle turn to the right, and it's an opposite. If it tries to deflect to the right, move the vehicle to the left. So, and this is done with the command. It says here, start moving. Okay, so let's put a -20, say 20 degrees to the left, or start moving, else start moving 20 degrees to the right. So this is the simple program we're going to use, and we're going to test it. So first let's stop the program. Okay, let's swap the cameras together. Okay, move the vehicle over to the other room. So you're gonna hear me, I'm gonna move now. Okay, I'm moving the vehicle. You're gonna see. Okay, so you can see the back of the tracked vehicle, and I'm gonna press play and see what happens. If everything is okay, the vehicle is gonna move straight in a straight path, and it will continue to do so until it reaches the wall. So let's start it. Yes, it's moving. Okay, it's moving on top of I put some paper files, so it goes to the wall, and you can see the shadow, and if it reaches the wall, it's gonna end. It's gonna stop. Yep, it stopped, but it's moving too slow. Now it stopped moving, but it's moving too slow, so we're going to increase the speed to 30%, and we're going to put it back on the same position. Wait for that then. vehicle is back, and so let's start again. Yeah, movement is faster now, and the vehicle will stop. Yep, just stopped, reached the wall and stopped there. Okay, so that concludes the lesson, and thank you for watching.